And we're back. It's only been 5 minutes. I just finished making my mushroom risotto, which you can see on YouTube anytime you like. While I was making the mushroom risotto, which takes, you've got to have the rice cooking, and so you've got to be, stirring it all of the time as you're adding the broth and so on. But what do you do with your left hand while your right hand is stirring? You're just sort of standing there stirring, and it's boring and it's idle, and get idle and so on. So while I was doing this multitasking, it's called, I was making some chicken salad to please Carolyn. So we've got mayonnaise, and it's just now. The secret to my rosemary chicken salad is I know I'm advertising and I shouldn't, but I use Hellmann's, and the reason I'm saying this to you is I've had so many people, Carolyn included, who have come back to me. We tried your chicken salad and it's good, but it doesn't taste nearly as good as yours. And I've always asked, what mayo do you use? And it makes a huge difference. I am a big Hellmann's mayo fan. So I think Carolyn actually and a few other people went away and tried it with Hellmann's, and it tastes just like yours, they say afterwards. So that's pretty good. So I'm advertising just a little bit here. Hellmann's. So we've got about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I like mine sloppy. If you don't, put less. If you like it sloppier, put more. And a good 2 teaspoons, and again, curry, this is fresh ground curry powder. I get it from, I'm advertising again, I get all of my spices from, and my herbs, I get them all from Chelsea Market in New York City. It's easy for me. If you want to know more about where to get it from, I forgot the name offhand, but if you email us, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com, I will send you the link, because I know they have a website and I know they do stuff online, and it is the best fresh, they do wonderful, anything and everything that you can imagine, they have it there, except saffron, and it's hard to get saffron under any circumstances. If anybody knows a good saffron supplier, please let me know. I'm jabbering on. All I want to do is make this chicken salad. So a good 2 teaspoons of this. If you like less curry, put less in. If you like more curry, which I do, put more in. But a balance of 2 teaspoons to a good 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. 2 ounces of raisins. I just use them dried and I throw them in. Once I've mixed, I like to mix the mayo and the curry powder together first. Then you've got an even blend. In go the raisins. And if I've got time, I like to let them sit for at least an hour or 2 in the fridge, because like when you soak dried fruit in boiling water, the mayo, the fruit soaks up the mayo and makes it plumper and a little bit softer. But we're rushing today because it's lunchtime and I've not fed Carolyn yet. And so, all right, and 8 ounces of chicken breast. I cooked these myself, and I actually coated the chicken breast with sort of like a chicken curry and coriander and that sort of mix to it, put over the chicken breasts, and I roast them in the oven for about half an hour or so, depending on the size of the chicken. Up and throw them in a little bit at a time. So there's 8 ounces of chicken salad in here, and then on top of that, I like to put in some fresh oregano, which we're not doing today because Carolyn's in too much of a hurry. But if you put the fresh oregano in, if you use fresh oregano, you can use parsley, you can use even mint if you like the flavour. You'd probably want about a tablespoon of finely chopped, fresh, if you can get it, preferably. If you use dried, it means then you've got to leave this stuff overnight so that the herbs can sort of plump up a bit and soften up a bit. But Carolyn's in a hurry, so we're not even going to put the oregano in. This is the simplest, the easiest chicken salad, the best, somebody says in the background. And it just really is good. And then what I do, because Carolyn is a good girl, only if she behaves herself. And yes, I'm advertising again because I like to use this butter which has whatever it is, canola oil and butter mixed together, but it is the best flavour. And this is what we have very often, at least once a week, right, Carolyn?
Yes.
We have this for lunch, and I know I'm picky, and I know I'm not going to eat this as Carolyn's, but I do like to. Please don't put the butter just in the middle of the bread or in the middle of the crisp bread. Please spread it evenly over, and then we're just going to top it with this simple. It's so easy, but it's well, we're going to top it if I can get it on the fork. We're going to top the crisp bread. You don't mind my fingers, do you, Carolyn?
Nope.
I just touched the tip of the chicken with that. Sorry about that. On the crisp bread, and there we go.
And I preferred on the crisp bread too.
You can have this, on a bed of lettuce, or I'm going to eat mine just out of the pot. I'm not even going to have a crisp bread this morning because I've been eating the the risotto and any more starch and I'm done for today. So remember, if you want to add, the oregano does just make it pop up a little bit. So you just want a tablespoon of finely chopped oregano that goes in there as well. Hellmann's is the secret. Hellmann's are going to love me, aren't they? And please, if you can't find the fresh ground spices, make sure you get a good one. I know you look at the supermarket and you think, oh well, that's like $1 cheaper than the other, but really, to get a good curry powder, to get a good spice of any kind, if you pay just a little bit more, it really is worth it. And here you go, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Here's your lunch for the day. So let's go here. So thank you to Gregor, who's laughing because he knows I'm going to have a big glob of this as well in a minute. No crisp bread. He's laughing at me. So thank you to Gregor. Thank you to my daddy, who's always here in the kitchen with me. Thank you for joining us in Rosemary's Kitchen. And see how it took us 5 minutes. I did do all the prep beforehand, but nevertheless, this is one of the best foods ever, and to be honest, it's much better the next day. Until I see you again in Rosemary's Kitchen, please have a very, very, very blessed day.